Okay. And here we are.
And here we are.
We're back again. We were just saying we never talk to each other. We're always at the gym.
Yeah.
Wait, he's always at the gym. I'm always working.
We only talk to y'all.
We only talk when we're here. So you can hear our conversations. This is what we talk about. It's our talk time. So this is our Swolemates Update. And so thank you, all one person who likes our videos. Well, we hope that we will get more followers.
It'd be nice if we could grow a little bit.
We want to grow, y'all. Spread the word. If you have questions about anything, like we're just talking about random topics, but we're here to kind of give you a weekly update about what's going on in our fitness journeys, correct? And Luke's looking at his phone, so he's not paying attention to what I'm saying. We're here to talk about our journeys, right, Luke? So
she asked me to ask my friends if there's any questions they wanted answered, and so I'm looking at my phone to see if there's anything we can talk about. And she's like, looking at your phone.
Do it before you get on the camera. Okay. So anyway, we are. It is December 12th, and Luke is 6 weeks post competition, right?
Yeah.
He is 6 weeks. I am 12 weeks. 12 days or 12 weeks. If I was 12 weeks into my prep, y'all, it'd be a lot worse than this right now. 12 days. I've already lost my mind. I'm 12 days into my prep. So yeah. I am 12 days in. I haven't changed anything again yet from the date. So I decided November 30th. November 30th is when I cut my calories the first time, and I haven't changed anything since then. So I've still made progress. And so we'll post like what our current weights are. And I mean, if you just want to say, what is your current weight?
205.
205. And so that is a change of what?
20 pounds.
Since competition.
Yeah.
So 20 pounds in 6 weeks. What about in the past week?
5 pounds.
Okay, so 5 pounds in the past week. I'm looking at, I'm trying to find mine. So since I started, I'm about 4 pounds less since I dropped my calories the first time. But since last week, it's like 1.6.
1.6 down.
Yes, something like
Lost
that.
1.6 pounds.
Yes. So
she's going in the right direction though.
I'm going in the right. So nothing's changed. I didn't change anything because you really don't want to change until you have to. Don't just keep cutting calories. Just keep cutting calories. If you're making progress, you want to kind of stay there. So I think we've maybe talked about that before, right? Like a good rate of loss is, I mean, anywhere like. It depends on what your goal is, but a half a pound to 2 pounds a week, or even just say 1 to 2 pounds a week is about where you should be. I think 2 is even a little bit high.
I think you can do that 2 a week if you do the diet breaks and stuff in there so that your metabolism doesn't get all screwy.
Yeah.
So basically it's almost like on a little bit, off a little bit. I'm going to try that kind of next time, I think. Something like that.
So that's kind of where we are right now. We have, progress pictures. We're a week off.
She has a pile of pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But she works on all the stuff for the channel. I just sit here and look stupid.
So, well, his pictures are actually from last week, and my pictures are from this week because I wanted to do 1 month update. So I waited for 4 weeks and for my progress pictures. And so we've talked about that too. It's hard to see progress, but make sure you take pictures. You should always be taking pictures.
Yeah.
Even if you hate them. Nobody likes them. I mean, I don't like them. He probably likes them even more than I do. I don't like doing progress pictures at all. So anyway, that's where we are right now. I just finished my 8-week training program that I was doing, and it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
I think they tried to just like, I think they tried to like kill you at the end. It was like, okay, yeah, this is your final leg day. So here is 40 sets, and my inner thighs and my butt are seriously feeling it today. But so I'm going to be working on coming up with a plan this week's going to be like a deload week for me, and I'm working on a plan for. We were talking about like weak points and whatever, and so I'm going to try to create my plan to really focus on the areas that I feel are my weakest, or you know, just looking at pictures, I guess, from competition and somewhat of judges' feedback, but I've gotten all over the board feedback from judges. I feel like my assessment of pictures of me on the stage is as accurate as mainly what I mean, y'all know I've been listening to judges for a long time. I do my best. I'm trying to build the things that I know. So for me, I feel like what needs to be brought up the most is like probably width in my upper back. I mean lats, but like I'm thick enough in my back. I just need to be wider, I think, up top. And so that comes along with shoulders too. So I feel like if my shoulders improve, then that kind of makes your width improve as well. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her back is crazy, man. She's got more nooks and crannies and bumps back there than a, I don't know, ski hill with all of the moguls on it. I mean, it's crazy. She's got a hell of a back, I think. For, you know, I think it's one of her strong suits.
My shoulders are not. Shoulders are definitely my genetic. If there's a genetic weak point, my shoulders are probably it, because it's hard. It's hard to build shoulders, y'all. I'm telling you.
You got to put them through the ringer.
I do. My dear Lord, I have done every John Meadows shoulder workout there ever was, and it's hard. But it's like, okay, well, how many years do I have to do these workouts? That's the question, because like I have done them and done them and done them, and it's like snail's pace. It's a snail's pace in how much muscle you can put on.
But that's a good point, y'all. It takes a really long time, but I'm going to tell you what, you won't get any of them if you quit, right?
Yeah, I think we said that. Didn't we say that?
I don't know. Or we said that earlier today.
Maybe that was just that was one of my Instagram posts, you know.
Yeah, like, I think that was one of your Instagram posts.
You won't get anywhere.
You're not going to get anywhere if you quit. No.
I can't remember, but that was just a little while back. But anyway, so y'all know my birthday's in 4 days. So I'm so excited. I'm not really excited. I've like seriously done a 50-day countdown on my Instagram, 50 days to 50. Seriously, just to try to get myself excited that it's really okay to be turning 50, when really in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't want to, but I'm trying to make it a positive thing versus like dreadful.
I mean, but look at her. I mean, at 50, I mean, she is in an extremely small percentage of women at 50 that look like that. I mean, she has all the secrets. You need to subscribe to figure them out, because she's got it all.
Yeah,
she'll teach you a thing or two about how to look amazing at 50. She doesn't seem convinced.
I'm like, I really don't think that I have all the secrets. I have a lot of experience. I tell you what, if you've like, you know, if anybody's been through it, I've probably been through it. So I could probably give you lots of I don't know that it's secrets. It's just lots of years of living. Yeah. It's wisdom. Well, that's what it is, y'all.
Whatever it is, she's got it, because I mean, there are people I went to high school with, which I'm a little younger than her, and they don't look like that 10 years younger. So yeah.
I know like people in their 30s who I could beat.
She was a school teacher, and her students would tell her she looked like she was 32.
Yeah. See, this is when you know you look decent because teenagers are not going to be nice to you, you know, and if they ask you how old you are and you tell them to guess and they say, I don't know, like 33, 34. Yes, that is correct.
That's the correct answer. 30.
You're only 15 years off, but hey, I'll take it. So that's good, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So birthday week is
birthday
this week.
Yeah. So I gotta he's making me a cake because he's an awful sweet boyfriend.
I'm the baking bodybuilder.
Yes.
I bake all kinds of stuff.
He's really good at it. He's working on perfecting his bread. And so I have to plan for my birthday day.
So she's got the birthday cake. Tell them what your birthday cake is.
Oh, so it's like a lemon ginger kind of pound cake. Is that right?
No, but it's a heavy dense cake. It's not very like that. It's not
a pound cake is heavy.
It's not like a pound cake though.
But a pound cake.
Yeah, but it's still not.
It's like a bundt cake.
It's in a bundt pan. Yeah.
It's a really good cake. It's worth the calories. Yeah, I will say, if you're on prep.
3 years since I made it last.
Okay, so this is the thing. If my show is X number of weeks out, I have no idea, because my original plan was Easter weekend, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I don't like not having a plan. So my plan got changed because I don't have a plan. I need to make a plan. So my plan was, okay, I'm still going to prep like I'm going to compete then. And then, you know, at X, let's just say at 8-10 weeks in or whatever, I just kind of assess the situation. And it may just end up depending on the show, because what I had originally planned, I'm not going to do, because my original plan was I was going to like switch organizations and all this stuff, and the expense is just way higher than I can do with PhD stuff going on and the amount I have to pay for that. So anyway, I'm still prepping though. So we're aiming for April. We'll just see what happens at that point, and you know, see what's around that time, but that is my goal. So we'll just say, like, you know, end of March is when I plan on evaluating when the exact date is, but right now that's still my goal.
Yeah.
And what else do we want to talk about? Anything else? So what about your training situation right now? He's not happy with his hamstrings.
No, I'm not happy with my hamstrings. I'm not happy with my legs, but I have put on some size. What'd you say it was? I put on 3/4 of an inch in 3 weeks.
So yeah, that sounds right.
Something like that. It was like, so my measurement around my thigh went up by 3/4 of an inch in 3 weeks. So that was pretty good.
And we determined that, you know, obviously some of that is just, well, you know, after competition or during, you know, for competition, you're going to be very depleted anyway. So a little bit of that is probably, you know, just post-show glycogen storage being refilled and all that. But you still would be.
It's been 6 weeks since my competition. So
yeah.
You did 3 weeks after my competition, and then you did 3 weeks.
Yeah. So that's really good.
Yeah. So I should have been pretty filled back out. So anyhow.
Oh, we got a question.
We have a question?
Hold on.
What's your question?
Oh, okay. So no, this is per my friend's husband.
Oh.
So this is for Cody.
We have several questions.
So when cutting, do you want to do higher reps and less weight, or is it all about nutrition? So I'm gonna take this one to start, and then you can add on. So well, like, let's first say, no, my answer is no. You don't want to do less weight and higher reps. What's your answer?
I'm sorry, I was reading. Higher reps.
Do you want to do higher reps and less weight when you're cutting, or is it all about nutrition?
It's about nutrition. I wouldn't do higher reps.
That's what I said.
Less weight. Yeah.
So really, when you're cutting, your goal is to keep as much muscle as you can. So even when it gets, because this is like what most people do, is like when it gets difficult, you want to kind of like take the easier way.
Don't take the easy way.
And do higher reps with less weight. But at that point, you're just going to lose your muscle. So you really want to try with everything you have to keep it as heavy as you've been doing. Even if you got to back off, like if you can't get all of the reps, in other words, you want to keep your stimulus where it was, right? And if you like decrease your weight significantly and up your reps, your stimulus is not going to be there. You're not getting the same muscle stimulation as you get with the heavier weight. So keep the heavier weight as heavy as you can, even still trying to keep add on if you can. It does get harder and harder the more you cut, because obviously if your calories are less, it's going to get harder, but you really got to try to do that. That's going to put it, it's going to keep the most muscle.
I would say, depending on what the exercise is, I would keep everything exactly the same. And don't change what you've been doing to gain muscle.
Yeah,
But I don't do a bunch of heavyweight, low rep stuff. I do some extremely high rep stuff anyway. And I also do some heavier, lower rep stuff. So I would just keep it all the same.
Don't increase your reps and lower your weight,
like
though. But don't try to go the opposite direction either. Don't try to do like super heavy for less reps either, because especially if you're really far into a cut, you're going to risk injury that way. So like if you're normally doing like 3 sets of 8 to 12, keep it there. But try to keep your weight as heavy as it has been, even going up a little bit if possible. But you don't want to try to go way heavy with your weight and less reps, and you don't want to go a lot lighter with your weight and high reps either.
Yeah, so
you want that
basically
same muscle stimulus.
Keep it exactly the same.
Right. As much as you can. I mean, you can't always.
Don't alter your plan. Like that's the fastest way to say it.
Okay.
Right.
What he said.
But don't push through.
So what about your nutrition then? So if because he said, is it all nutrition? So
well, I guess first of all, so you have to know what your nutrition is anyway. I mean, do you have nutrition right now? Everything is about nutrition, right?
Right.
That's the basis for it.
I think when you're cutting, you want to keep the biggest thing with your nutrition when you're cutting is to keep your protein where it's at, and often you'll have to increase it. But don't cut your protein to cut calories. Mm-hmm. Like you do not want to do that. Like if my protein right now is like when I cut my calories, my protein's actually going to increase some. Like if I'm building, I might be around,
If you do it correct, in my opinion, you're going to want to make sure that you keep enough fat to absorb some of the vitamins that are fat soluble vitamins, and for some hormone reasons as well. I mean, your fat's going to drop, but it's going to be up there. So if you can't cut your protein and you can't, extinguish your fat, you're going to cut your fat. I mean, I was down to what did you read? I think it was like 39 because she had to change my macros hadn't been updated. Even though I've been different for the last 6 weeks. I think it was like 39. So I was down to 39 grams of fat in a day. It was like, you're going to get it from your carbs then. And if that's the case, then what you're going to end up doing is putting your carbs around your workout, before your workout, during your workout, and some right after your workout. And I mean, that's basically going to chew it up. In my opinion, that's my opinion. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I did. So anyway, I hope that was the answer. But so yeah, don't change your workout. When you're cutting, keep your protein where it's at, maybe even bump it up a little bit, but your calories are probably going to come down from, a combination of fats and carbs, but you need a certain minimum of fat, anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what the minimum of fat.
My general rule of
Is,
thumb is to not go under 20 to 25%.
Well, I was way under that.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't let you be under that.
She wouldn't
If it, you're just not, like, your brain is not going to function right if your fat is too low.
Your nervous system is fat, by the way. If you didn't know that. I'm sure most people.
So did you have another question that we needed to cover?
Let's see here. I
We
had a
could do
couple
one more.
questions. One more question.
One more question.
One
We'll
more
save
question.
another one for the next week.
No, that's not a question. And that's also not a question. And well, diet, nutrition, and this wasn't really a question, but it was set up like one of my friends asked, or asked, I'm just gonna say asked, it's easier to phrase it like that, talking about push pull leg workouts, but he's used to the like typical bro split workouts, and he really just wanted more explanation on like the different, I guess, how to set up maybe a push pull versus bro splits, but that's too involved. We're not going to get into that in this, because I mean it's like macros. We could talk about that all day.
So what would you recommend to somebody? Would you recommend, well, let's just summarize, like, would you recommend push pull legs? Or I always think it's good to change things a lot.
Yeah,
like 6 to 8 weeks or something.
Maybe. I did bro splits for a long time, and I've read or heard or whatever from different sources. I haven't done any. I don't research in paper. I don't read. Like, as a natural, that bro splits may not be the best way to maximize your growth. So I have recently switched to a push pull legs split. Not that there's anything wrong with a bro split. I've done bro splits for a couple years, but so the difference, if you didn't know, a bro split is every body part gets its own,
like a body
workout
part per day, basically.
I'm doing shoulders, I'm doing arms, I'm doing legs, I'm doing chest, I'm doing back, and I'm doing, I'll throw in some accessories and something and have like abs with shoulders, and we always call them shabs. That's a bro split versus push pull legs, which is obviously push, which is your chest, your triceps, and your front delts and your medial delts, and pull is rear delts, your back, your whole back, and your biceps.
Too.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna hit some of your medial too.
But here's the thing: it's like, as a natural, or anybody for that matter. So, like, if you're using performance enhancing drugs, you're aiding in your recovery and your muscle growth, right? Anyway, so if you're not and you're a natural, the research, is showing that the more you can stimulate a muscle, the more it's going to grow, right? So when you do push pull legs and then you repeat that, you're stimulating the muscle more times per week. Just so that's going to be more beneficial. You're putting more tension on the muscle more times of the week, versus just like if you have a typical bro split and you're doing legs once a week, that's it. So you've got like 6 days before they get that stimulation again, right? And you need to stimulate the muscle as much as your body can handle it with the proper recovery time. So, like, it might be different for different people. And if you're doing a push, like for Luke, his pull, his back is usually what's wrecked. And it's harder, like his back doesn't seem to recover as fast as his chest. Okay. So therefore, he might not be ready to hit it again. So like you got to be able to like adjust things as well. But the more you can hit it per week, the better. But you have to keep in mind that you have to be recovered. If you are trying to train a muscle and you're still sore from the last time, you're not going to get anything out of it. There's kind of no point in doing it.
Yeah. I'm trying to teach myself that less is more sometimes too. So I've got to dial back my sets on some of my workouts.
Your volume is only as good as what you can recover from.
Yeah.
So if you're training through fatigue, you've done too much. You're just going through the motions, and you're probably doing yourself more harm than good. You're setting yourself up for injury if you're trying to train through fatigue. Like your first couple of sets might be highly stimulating, and then after that you're like not. Okay, so you got to look at how much volume you can do to stimulate the muscle as much as you need and still recover from it properly.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage of a workout like that. And it, honestly, like with age, you may not have, for example, like you might want to look at your whole month versus like your week. So it's not like this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Thursday, this is Friday. You might do like a push, pull, leg split of some sort, but it might take you 10 or more days to go through the whole thing. Like if you have the proper number of rest days that you need, right? So you might have like, if Luke pull wrecks him, if he started with pull, then he might have a rest day, and then he might do push and legs and then another rest day or two. So see, he's not going to do the same thing each week on that format, right? But it's like, how much are you going to train that per month? I think that's a really good way to look at it versus like each week, because people try to look at 1 week at a time, and then like something happens and they miss it, or, they didn't get to the gym that day, or they needed an extra rest day, and then they like totally miss it the next week because, it was Monday and I couldn't do Monday, so I just skipped that day altogether. Keep your rotation like the way that you've got it planned out.
Yeah, that was nice. It was hard at the beginning to switch to a push-pull legs because I was so used to a bro split and being, well, Sunday is this and Monday is this, and my only days off are Tuesday and Saturday or whatever it was. And then go on to where the day of the week doesn't matter. You just go in and know that the next thing that you need to go in and work is whatever. So but now I'm used to it, and I like it. So anything else you want to add? I mean, we can talk about this in depth. We'll try and get some better questions or something from.
Well, just, put comments.
Yeah.
Put comments, share, if anybody, if people that are interested in this type of information, by all means, send them to the channel, tell them to subscribe. You can share. And then that way we've got more things in your comments that we know you want to hear about. Because, obviously we like to come on here and ramble about ourselves.
Yeah,
we'll tell you about what's going on with us every week, but we want to like give you information that is useful to you too. So, anyway, be sure you drop your comments below if you have any, and
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe and share. Lord, share, y'all. Come on.
Yeah.
And we will see you next time.
Good night.